we looking for in relationships today?
Okay, we want everything.
Women don't know what we want.
don't
So
know.
she has watched it today.
Everything.
Mhm.
Because don't tell me
How
that
do you want everything?
Because I cannot only have love alone.
Yes.
Without money.
Correct.
You
I
can't
need
go to
money,
school
I need
and-
love. I need to.
Hi guys, welcome to the Real Deals podcast. It's been a while, family. We have missed you guys. We would send all flying kisses out to you out there because it's been like, I don't know, should I be saying Happy New Year?
Yeah.
Yes, Happy New Year. We missed you. It has been a lot of it's been a busy season for us. Yeah, and celebration for Gloria. I think it's not. You've seen the pictures. Yes, celebration for Gloria.
She's
So
off her
much-
shelf.
yeah, for her and well, that was one of the things that kept us a little bit preoccupied. But now we are back. We are full blown, and we're going to be very busy with you often. Yeah, here on the Real Tales podcast. Now, I guess you have not subscribed to our channel. Please feel free to subscribe right now, even as we speak. Real Tales Podcast UG. That's the channel where you can talk to us, share with us conversations, real stories, real situations, and real life. We're also on TikTok, by the way, Real Tales Podcast UG. Join us there and let's share. Let's have fun together. Let's share experiences and get to know about each other and how we can help each other in the situations that we're going through. Well, today we have a lot to discuss, starting with the trending topics of the week, ladies. Yeah, we have so much that has been trending. It's been really, really busy in the social media circles, in politics, in sports, football in particular. That's where Gloria is so good at. And I don't know, well, where do we start from?
Football. I always get a
Okay.
So I want to actually appreciate everybody
Yeah.
for standing around waiting for us to return.
Yeah.
We are so sorry for not showing up for this long. It's been kind of too hectic for us, but now we are full blown. We shall be here every time dropping episodes. You need to tap that notification to let you know whenever we upload.
Yes.
So I want to begin on Champions League. Before
Champions
started on Tuesday night,
Yeah.
everything is taking shape. And I'm even here to ask you girls, like, who do you think is taking this? Because
tricky.
Barcelona lost their game. Bayern, PSG are on fire.
Yeah.
English teams are terribly performing so badly.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of messed up in Champions League. At this point, PSG would even defend their title.
Yeah.
How do you see
I
that?
also see, yes, it's human.
Now coming back
Mm.
here, is it here in England? No,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Premier League, English Premier League.
Yeah.
It is crazy with the Arsenal situation.
Wait, Arsenal is shocking people.
Okay, Arsenal
EPL is
has been knocked out of two. These guys have been
Yes.
telling us they are winning 4 trophies this season
Mm-hmm.
because they're the best team.
But they have already
They have been knocked out of 2.
Yeah.
At this point,
Let's just read.
let's just wait. Because right now they have just lost against Bournemouth.
Yes.
2-1.
2-1. Oh, yeah. It was
Now they are going to play Man City next. And there's a Champions League they have to play in the midweek next week. So let's just keep focused. And
Fingers crossed for
fingers
Arsenal
crossed.
fans.
Now, they also, Man City still has 2 games at hand,
Yeah.
which actually explains that Man City still has 2 games to play. Even if there's a difference of 9 points,
Yeah.
there is still a
But they can
chance
still
of this
catch
gap
up.
being closed up.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's just watch the space. And for football fan lovers, let's just enjoy the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. To my Arsenal fans, Mube bakakamu. Let me tell you.
Very hopeful.
Let me tell you, you're not alone. You're not alone in this. We are with you. And that if you need to
I understand your pain.
just
I
add the
understand.
Manchester United fan. We are here.
Actually, I was
to
discussing
comfort
with
you.
a friend of mine who's a staunch Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
And he was like, Glory,
And
what did we do?
Who managed
And
us?
he was like, you know what, next season, Arteta should be leaving. But that would be the gravest mistake Arsenal.
Thank you so
Because who is better than Arteta at
There
this
is no
point?
one because
He's
where
there.
Arsenal is, if it wasn't for Arteta, Arsenal wouldn't reach where it is.
Yeah.
Let's put that aside. If you're to compare the managers that are
Yes.
available on the market right
Yes.
now,
Mm.
Arteta is far
He's
much
one
better.
of
He's
the
doing the
best.
best.
Mm.
However much I feel like this guy is not having the luck.
Mm.
You know, in football, luck plays a very big role.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, the technical part of it, the theory, the physical part of it is important. But the fact that phase, when you wake up one day without knowing that you're getting a red card, and you get it, and you lose a game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
so
agree that Arteta is doing enough
so yeah.
for his team.
It is.
He's doing
It's
enough.
just. It's. I feel like I am 100% a Manchester United fan, but I always say that this guy still has a chance to win trophies for this team.
Yeah.
Yes, people shouldn't be like starting to think he should be fired. Who are you bringing?
Do you
Yeah,
think?
who is going to bring-
Do you think Arteta is
Who's
going
on
to
the-
win Champions League? As
Just now,
Let's not
let's not
try
even go there because,
emotions will flare.
because the footballer is so Vincent company play in Bayern.
I know.
Eh?
I know.
That football should be everybody should be scared at this point. Who is in yeah.
Yeah.
Even Madrid is doing badly. Like this, it's only two teams performing
All English.
quite well.
teams.
I've not been
I
that
say
so.
PSG and Bayern.
And Bayern, yes.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
a kind of
they were-
entertainment.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. I was so excited about Italia.
The life
First of all, the life of the party was really,
Oh,
and
such a
everything
platform
was
for-
top notch.
Mm.
From sound, from the stage, her performance was top notch.
Mm.
I really want to appreciate the boyfriend.
very supporting
A
guy.
very supportive boyfriend.
Mm.
I've never seen a supportive man like Joshua Baraka. He has
Never
supported.
seen.
Never seen. So he has supported this chick from the word go.
Yeah.
Italy has proved to the Uganda's entertainment industry that anyone can come from anywhere and they can make it.
No.
Trust
She's
me.
actually she's not a product of coming from anywhere and making it. I feel like Italia has built her brand, you know, and rightfully so,
Italia
because
is
it's
a
still
brand
coming from her audience.
She started from here from 2020.
Yes, exactly. But it has been a work in progress. You can't get up and say Tanya came from nowhere
Yes.
and then said I'm going to do this show just as maybe a radio presenter, and then it came out and
I think
But how many people do you think can host go hockey grounds,
Pamela.
rugby grounds, or whatever go?
No, I am
And they have
saying,
those numbers.
Tanya didn't come out of nowhere.
She has been
also my
behind the curtains.
No,
think-
she has been she's a work in progress.
I think-
as in,
I-
Itania is hard in high schools. Itania is hard on radio. Itania is hard on social media. She's a life of the party where she has been like she has always made a statement everywhere. So she has built her brand, not just out of nowhere. That she comes up and says now. Yeah, much as people may think that she has been there for a short time, Simani, the others who have been there for longer, but within that short time, she has really worked at it.
I think what Amy wanted to bring out maybe
Yeah.
was the fact that Etania has come from a humble beginnings, not necessarily a
Silver planter.
exactly. She
Yeah.
has worked.
She has
through-
worked
That's
for
right.
it.
I'll
And, you know, this girl is still very young. To be honest, I was very, very, very impressed because such a young. How many? Everybody fell into being DJ, especially when it comes to COVID.
Yes.
Everybody was a DJ in their own house.
DJ
And then that
Zato,
is-
DJ what?
Everybody-
Mariani.
They come there like flooding, and
Mm.
not all of them kept the same pace.
Yes.
Of course, we're not saying that, but as a young girl, kudos.
And another thing I want to appreciate her is her show was really organized
And
from
unique.
the word go.
Yes.
And everything about her stage, the performance, everything was unique.
It was
You
actually
find artists, legend artists, you get to the stage and everything is so organized. But for Italian
I think,
show,
I think also,
whoever managed her stage,
Mm.
he really managed.
I
it
also
well.
think that she brought some new life into the
Yes.
industry.
Yes.
Why?
Mm.
Me, I've seen one type of stage for every music
And
song.
one type of
One thing that this one that goes inside like
Mm.
this, then people dance going into the
Yes.
drums, and then this nothing.
It's like a triangle. I know.
It's like a
It's
cross.
usually a T. Yeah.
Exactly, it's like a T or a cross
Yeah.
And the freshness that
She
comes
brought
from
some
a
new
different
life.
kind of concert.
Yeah.
Besides just having musicians or but then the other one comes and sings. She's unique. I think it's her boyfriend who played that keyboard.
She's dating an international
Yes.
artist.
Big
What
on
do you
this
expect?
aspect. Yes.
Someone who
Now, that aside,
Mhm.
you guys, did you see the dress code of those dancing?
yeah, that's what she told them.
I would not go. Like, how am I dressed in my good dress?
I know that the dress was
They wouldn't allow you to enter with your dress. But
You
it was nice.
Rich kids were all over.
yeah.
Trust me, she adopted. Actually, in
I'm a
Ghana,
piano
is
witch.
the only high person who has stopped in that audience of the rich kids. You get it? Because when you hear Itania, Life of a Party, you just know the Bass aura, the words, the H2Os. It was really, really, really. And she
Into the show.
She
She swat, like she was
the
swatting.
wind went
The
off.
wind went off. She continued to
Yeah. That's the life.
that.
Bring the real vibe.
Like being yourself,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone, we know that we
I-
all have hair, which is not our
Yeah.
I love that from Itania.
Yeah.
Then
So-
another thing I want to touch slightly.
Mhm.
Eddie Kenzo. I love
You?
you so much. You're the president of this industry.
Publishing industry.
Of course, as the president,
Music
association. We appreciate you being the president. But trust me, there is someone who made a statement and it's really touched me. Gosh, you know, mom, you cannot be older than mommy. She's older than you. She has seen things in this world that you haven't even seen.
Yeah.
We need to be careful with social media things. Sometimes we are here chatting and discussing things, and then someone cuts out a small piece
Yeah.
and leaves out the behind story.
Yes.
So, but there's no quoting someone out of context when the statements they are made clearly sound
Sounds
respectful.
yeah.
Because just as technology evolves, we have to appreciate that even music evolves. Everything comes from somewhere,
Yeah.
and there's that evolving process. Right now, of course, Kadomo Kamo, you played it in Uganda. May not
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because
Yes.
we're dealing with
You guys,
Yeah.
no, it's still not audience.
It's still there, Mega. It's minute. It's a very small audience.
Yeah.
So the impact will not be felt as much.
Yeah.
For a reason, the people who like the music, the bars that play the music, the DJs who do this music, want that other kind of music. And we are
And
in
even if
the
they are
world.
bring that kind of
piano.
just throw
You're dealing with Nigeria, you're dealing with
Yes.
South African music. Rwanda is also there. Kenya is also producing. So it's kind of like it has evolved.
Yeah.
But then for you not to, well, you might, unless I don't know where it came from. Maybe somebody asked him a
They were
question that
asking
do you
him.
think financially probably a musician would have benefited then than now? Maybe that's where his argument came.
It was
No, it's the way he explained it. Actually, he's making
Reference.
sense, by the way. When he says that, I'm not saying it is respectful the way he placed it.
Yeah.
But what he's trying to say that these days you can earn more from music through different platforms as compared to the way it was then. So the only mode of earning was maybe playing on radio, you get that concerts. But now people have YouTube, you can sell. There's iTunes, you can sell. There's the social media itself. Yeah. And then the concerts themselves. Then you can have special nights with your fans in bars and so on. So there are more avenues. Yes, that artists can make money. So it's maybe the way that he said it, but his point maybe we understand it properly.
So now in politics,
Okay.
where do you start from? Well, let's start off with the former Minister of Harmony Affairs.
Oh.
And
That's not good too.
And of course, this week, actually 2 days ago, yesterday, when she was officially sent to New Zealand prison for 4 years by the magistrate and corruption.
Because the first session they said 5 years. So the second session they say
No, the first session was her pleading with the court. She gave her submission. She was saying, I have 7 children,
and
I have offered children I'm dealing with, they have medical conditions like Gloria said. And then she was saying, I need a non-custodial sentence where I can be able. Non-custodial is as in, if they can allow me to pay fine for my charges, and then I can be able to go and attend to my family and my children. So the prosecution, that is the state, said she deserves 5 years in jail. That was what we were praying for in court. But the defense will say custodial. So the justice adjourned the case up to afternoon and said the ruling will be given afternoon and how long shall it take her for. So when she returns afternoon, by the first session, she even apologized. She apologized to Uganda, she apologized to the government, and she was saying she was misled somewhere, somehow. Yeah. Second session, she was a bit emotional. There was a point where you see she almost cried. She didn't cry, but she almost cried. You will see her tear almost. In the second session, the justice gave a ruling of 4 years in jail. One, she saying she was remorseful. She apologized. 2, she was able to return the iron sheets, the 1,600 they found, and she even paid for the balance that was not found by the state prosecutors. Then again, the non-custodial sentence, they said no, we cannot. The justice was actually concerned that the law is very limited on custodial on the custodial sentence of paying a fine. She said, if we give you custodial sentence, you will pay 165 currency points, which is about 3.5 million shillings. Now, vis-a-vis the crime that has been committed, diverting government equipment.
That's being unfair.
It is not fair. And she was actually saying legislature, parliament needs to come up with tougher laws for corruption. So, yeah.
She was sentenced, and I think she had served like 50 weeks or what? Some few weeks.
No, she had been out on base. But she served a few days. In remand. Yes, I think a week or 2. That's when they will cut it off.
So they will cut it off
the 4 years, right?
Yes, the 4 years. 4 years, yeah. And I think I had they count day and night.
I'm not so certain how they do it.
So
the question has been why Nandutu alone? Because there were 22 ministers who were
and there's another case still battling the court.
Which one? They were acquitted. The minister who was facing similar charges, like her said, Minister for Finance, Ugorobi, whose control shed had, the iron sheets, he was acquitted. The DPP withdrew the charges, saying that there's not enough evidence to prosecute him. The others, because he also said, me, I just found these iron sheets at my doorstep. I did not transport them. But the state said she transported them. She knowingly transported these assets to her home in Mukono. Yes, she knew that they were supposed to be taken to Karamoja.
Anyway, wish her well.
That should be a lesson. As we, of course, played, it does not look nice for a lady going through such a thing. Of course, was a family and everything like that. But any public officer, that's a lesson.
Yeah.
You're in that office to serve people. You're not in that office to just carry things and take in your own home.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so,
it. She stole what makes noise.
Yeah.
Because the way IGG says corruption, 10 trillion is lost in corruption every day.
Yeah.
I mean every year annually, 10 trillion. Our budget is 84 trillion. 10 trillion.
Almost
that's a lot.
10%.
Yes.
Of the budget is.
There is also the passing of Mufumbiyo, Alex Mufumbiyo. He was one of the ministers for the Nakawa East position for MP, which he lost. He has been in court on 2 cases. Military treaty. Yes, he lost. There was Fred Rahim is one. So he has been in custody since September 2025 on charges of incitement to violence and also the charge of military drilling at Kabule. So of course we're expecting him to come out and marry his wife, and there's been a lot of emotion around the circumstances under which he was denied bail, because of course, you know, he pleaded with the court. He wrote officially saying, I need one final act of love to go and marry my wife. Since during my incarceration, she was not allowed to be even one of my sureties. The papers she presented, you said, were fake. They were not actual papers for a cancer patient, and she was, you know. So yesterday the whole went in the winds, and today she's being married, and her husband is not available. So the argument around it is, should court have just given him the bail, or would it be setting a precedent that any person who loses someone?
Now that would be so. Of course, court will follow the law.
Yeah.
Now the issue is, if you're following the law, then that means any other prisoner has a right to also demand for bail to go and bury their people, because those people lose people every single day.
Yes.
So the truth is that was really heartbreaking, and it is so. I don't even want to take my time in it now. You kind of press where the children are right now, with their father in prison, and the mother has just passed, and the home is just like that. So sometimes you guys need politics.
I don't want to associate with a man who is in politics. Me and my
Politics
life.
can be nasty.
And a man in
Sometimes
politics.
you just need to choose your family
No.
over everything else, and you're like,
Because there have been arguments by some of his members of the party saying that even the time the military drilling was happening, he was at Rabo with his wife.
that he wasn't there.
That he wasn't there.
Then there was, I watched this guy talk about him. There's a certain political analyst who was discussing him. So he discussed how he himself talked about the time when Segirinya was sick. When he had returned from abroad and had reached Entebbe International Airport. And this guy had mentioned that Segirinya was only pretending.
Same person?
Same guy who lost their wife. Now, and he was like, by the way, Segirinya is. That time he had even lost too much weight. And he even made a video and was like, I have been sent home. I even know that I'm going to die.
So
But you wouldn't have mentioned that, that I'm pretending that I'm sick. I think you can
remember watching
down
that
and even
video.
find that video.
I remember
And,
that.
and now people brought
so
it
people are
back.
saying this is karma.
And people were like bringing
yes.
it back into this whole situation.
That he was
But,
not
oh my
there
God,
with his
yeah.
colleague.
To be honest,
yeah.
it wasn't.
So people were like, why would he get bail if you could have a certain statement like that of a colleague, a person that were in the same
The
party
same
with
party.
he? Like, there's a lot on internet.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot
what's-
of actually people have said that he's one of the politicians within the national platform who has been very loud, and his loudness most times is provocative.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it annoys a lot of people.
Yes,
necessarily.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you see submissions most times. Guys, that is the topic. I mean, the trends for the week, it drags a little bit, but hey, these are things that we relate with every day.
Yeah.
Real life situations, that's what mental is all about. So, ladies, let's get to the topic of the day. Today, we are talking about love and money. Nesente. Now, we are juxtaposing it against power and,
Money is
submission.
power, love is submission.
Love, I don't even know how to explain it. Because
Money, love, power, submission.
And get money and power.
no, now this is it. Money is power.
Yes,
Yeah.
it gives you power.
It gives you power. It gives you the upper hand.
Yeah.
You become the powerhouse. So the one with the money bags
Yes.
seems to be the one that gives direction to the relationship most times. That's how we know it these days, because we have moved past that time where women are automatically submissive.
Yeah.
Because now a woman has something to lose. She has a career she's building.
Yeah.
She has a life she's living. She has dreams she's chasing.
She went to school.
Yeah, she went to school just like you.
Just like you.
campus.
Your parents took you
Exactly.
to school. so that you can be someone tomorrow.
Yes. So the question of submission is not going to be automatic because generations have changed and people are. So now the question of money is what falls into play in most relationships because now we are both studied. I did maybe engineering, you did law. Yeah. I earn so much money the other side you earn. So who has the power? Is the relationship now all about power, money, or love? And when you're looking out for a partner, what are you looking for? Is one of the qualities he must be a literate person, studied. He must have some money. Because there's a difference also between the two. Having the money but it's not literate enough for your standards.
Yes.
And then there's having the money but then again he's
too...
So now that's what we are talking about today, ladies. Where do we start from? What are we looking for in relationships today?
Okay. We want everything.
Women don't know what we want. So,
Everything. Because don't tell me
How
that
do you want everything?
because I cannot only have love alone.
yes.
Without money.
Correct.
You can't go to
I
school
need
and-
love. I need to